Hello, it's Emma here. I am going to give you another tour of my house. I haven't done one of these for about 7 months, so you're going to see loads of stuff has been changed. It's all very exciting. And to be able to get this house nice and tidy for you, I've done what's called a super do. Now this is something that my sister and her husband taught me how to do, which is basically everyone's been there, you forget you've invited someone around for dinner, and you need to tidy the house. And you're like, okay, you go do that room, I'll go do that room, and you come back and you're like, wow, where's all the stuff? How did you do this? That's a super do. Just don't open any of the cupboards. Okay, house tour. This is the bedroom. So you'll remember from the last video that this was actually quite mature, and I've just added a little bedside table there. I still do have a couple of things to do in here, predominantly adding some bits of metal in here to stop these from opening. But that's pretty much it. This is the bedroom done. Yeah, let's move on. I might turn the lights on in these rooms actually, because I suppose it's a bit dark. This is my spare bedroom. Now, this was probably also fairly done the last time you saw it. Got my desk in here now, and things probably just look a little bit tidier than the last time that you saw them. I'm going to build a huge cupboard here to house all of these things. I'll make it from scratch. Don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but it's going to look really great. Probably keep it like a light grey, like the colour of the walls, so that it blends in. And it'll be ceiling to ground, so it's going to look quite grand. Okay, moving into bathroom. Now, as you can see, this room is completely done. Also apparently very dark. Let's turn these lights on. I love this space. I love spending time here. There's nothing in here left to do apart from maybe a bit of dusting, and yeah, cleaning. The super do didn't extend to doing any cleaning, just hiding stuff in cupboards. There's me. Hello. Okay. Some more lights, perhaps. Now this hallway still has to be painted. As you can see, I have done all of the skirting boards, which feels great. Throughout the entire house, they're finished. Absolutely everywhere, even the little bits. Look at that one. Oh, so tidy. Get it in focus. There we go. I've just received the paint that I'm going to do these walls in, and they're going to be a Hague blue, and that's a Faro and Ball colour, but I've managed to find a company that colour match, so I've got them to deliver me some Hague blue. And painting this hallway and the living room is going to be one of my jobs for the next couple of weeks. As you can see, I've just started to get that first mist coat on there. Okay, stairs are painted in gloss, so once I've found what carpet I want to use, I'm a real big fan of Roger Oates carpets, but they are super expensive, just way out of my budget, so I'm just gonna find something that looks very similar, I think, and once I've got that, I can lay it in these entire stairs will be done as well. So let's talk about this area first. And I'm going to talk about that by looking over here. So, I have just finished putting an acid wash over these tiles for the Minton floor. And so I'm going to be able to lay that floor over by the wood burner this weekend. I'm so excited. I'm going to wash it down when it's laid, then I'm going to cover it with something to seal it in, and it's going to look wonderful. Now, I've only finished the tiles for that area. I have not yet finished the tiles for this area. As you can see, it's a much bigger area. I think it'll take me quite a lot of time to remove all of the excess grout off of these tiles, but I am committed to doing it soon. Not just yet. I am just about to paint the back of this door, although I really love the blue. Because I've decided to paint this whole room in a Hague blue, it will really clash with this teal door. So I'm going to paint the back of this in sulking room pink, and that is going to look so lovely against the Hague blue. And on a note on the Hague Blue, I've decided that I'm going to have a border. I don't know how far it's going to come down yet, but maybe like here, maybe a bit further up, so that around the entire room you'll have a white border at the top. And that's because it's more in keeping with the sort of traditional Victorian look of the property. And I didn't have any alcove or borders to put up. So I thought if I just paint it, it'll make it look like it has that effect, and it'll be a cheaper way of doing it. Now, this room is a bit of a mess. The Super Do didn't quite extend to down here, but I've made loads of progress in here. Predominantly finding a really great place for the sofa to go, which turned out to be really problematic, and finding somewhere to store my bikes that they had easy access to going out every day. What's left to finish in here, as I said, is this area under the wood burner, the walls. I'm also going to have a square, or rather a rectangle there, excuse me, of pure white. And that's because I'm going to install a projector here, and that'll beam onto the wall, and I'll have like a little movie room. Of course, the rest of the walls will be blue, and there'll just be this large rectangular white space. Trust me, it'll look amazing when it's done. Was this here when you saw it last? This bookcase? I don't remember. Anyway, bookcase is finished. And also under the stairs area is finished. As you remember, this was all blocked off. When I moved into the house, this here was all covered up because that was a cupboard that could be entered through the kitchen. But now this is the stairs that goes downstairs. And so I've got this lovely little cookie. Oh, just dropped something for my shoes. Again, too dark. I should have done this earlier in the day. I've painted the walls, and they're like a chalky colour. They're a colour called Timeless, a deluxe colour. Also finished the skirting boards in here. And the job that I'm doing next is actually cleaning these tiles, because I've never cleaned them from when I laid them. I've had to put some acid wash on them because there was just so much grout left over, which is a bit frustrating, but this will then be sealed. Last weekend I did this cooker, so I bought a cheap cooker that I then painted to make it a bit more closer to what I wanted, and I'm super happy with it. I've also recently just bought some tiles. I won't tell you what they are, I might give you like a little reveal on Instagram or perhaps on my TikTok. And what else is done in here? Of course, I did the wall. This wall I put off for ages. So I had to take out the old grout and re-grout it. But it's made such a difference to the look. And I really love the exposed wall look. It just looks so great in this kitchen. You'll notice in here it looks quite orange. And that's because I bought these Edison bulbs that have this really nice warm glow, except in here, because there's lots of reds with the oak worktops and with the red brick, it just makes the room look really orange. I've actually bought some more natural light bulbs to go in there soon as. Okie dokie. Oh, also I put the door on, I painted it, I put it on, I hung it. I bought some solid brass handles, very happy with those. Happy as Larry. Right, it's going to go dark for a second, bear with me. So, as per usual, my little storage room full of crap, but at some point I will put these plaster boards up on the ceiling to make this a bit more habitable. It'll also stop all the cold air from going up through the floor. And just generally use this as a storage space at the moment, so I expect it to be a bit of a mess. I did, however, pick up a door and a door frame for this area, so once I've scooped out a bit more of this dirt, I'll be able to hang that door and make that a closed off space. In this corridor, I've got to fill this ground with some cement up to the level of this floor that it is currently. Then that'll be nice to walk on and not be mud That'd be nice to not come down to mud every time I want to go into the garden. So as you can see in here, this is yet another storage space at the moment. This will eventually turn into an Airbnb room. I'm really looking forward to putting in a fireplace here. It won't be a functioning one because, as you'll remember, the fireplace in the kitchen where the radiator is was removed. But I will be able to remove these bricks and put a cast iron fireplace in there, so it would just look really nice and really bring the room back to its roots. Happy about that. And I have managed to do this just early enough to be able to take you into the garden. And so out here, first and foremost, we have my decking. I'm very excited about that. So I'm going to lay that over here this weekend. And then that'll be a space for me to put my bench, and I'll probably have some potted plants and other things on there. I have sorted this ground out, laid some bricks to mark out where my grassy garden and cement garden start and end. Going to have these slabs going up the entire garden. I'll be able to get some more out of the basement once I've tidied it a bit more. I've created this flower bed here. Now this was supposed to be done with the decking, but the decking didn't come on time, so I did it. I wanted to get my stuff out, so this will be improved for next, probably for next year, maybe next season, depends if I can get some more decking during lockdown. But yeah, as you can see, absolutely loads done out here. Give you a little tour. My fish. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that tour. I know it's been a little while since I've given you one, but I looked back at some of these videos quite recently and it just shocks me how far this house has come. I've done so much to it, and looking back at those original videos, I can't believe I've done it. And I've done it all by myself. You know, I've had people come in to do some key jobs that I felt would be more cost effective to have somebody else do, like the plumbing, or obviously the stuff that has to be certified, like electrical work, anything to do with gas, leave that to professionals. But everything else I've given it a go, and that has felt really great. If you're thinking about trying something like this, give it a go. Like, start small. Start with something like putting up a set of shelves. Look at some videos on YouTube, find out how it's done, you know, and just give it a try. And if you're worried about giving it that first try, have somebody come over who doesn't know how to do it and watch them do it. Ask them what they're doing, ask them for tips. When people do those sorts of jobs, things that they do very well, they love talking about it. And so if you ask them, quite often people are willing to tell you. And that's all for now. Check in next time for DIY with Emma.